That transition from home to assisted living can be complex, but actually it can be turnkey if you have the help of elder advisors. Larry Weiss and his team are here. And Larry, now they can get a hold of you instantly.
Instantaneously.
And sometimes that is exactly what is needed. Hopefully you're pre-planning. If you're not pre-planning and you're in a crisis mode, you'll talk to them anytime. Talk to us about that. Tell us how that works.
Well, the reality is, and it's always an important reminder for Kentuckiana, hello Kentuckiana, is, John, you're so good looking, I can barely take my eyes off the monitor. I mean, you're ripped. But in any event, it's good news because Elder Advisors' business model is if you have a loved one that's in a nursing home now, we can protect assets. If they're at home getting home health care, we can help now. Or if it's something that may be in the foreseeable future and you're concerned about pre-planning, either of those models, we help protect assets so families don't go broke in a nursing home, because you don't have to. If it's a husband and wife, one spouse is in a nursing home, we have the financial along with the legal strategies that Mr. Langdon brings into the table, because you are the elder law superstar attorney for Kentuckiana, Stephen P. Langdon. We'll get to him in a minute, but camera back to me. The reason the camera's back to me is because it's all about me, John, as long as we understand these rules. But it is good news, because I love what I do. I have a passion for this stuff because it's fun for me. I love what I do. Because when I tell the families when they come in, we have offices in both Kentucky and Indiana, and you can go to talktolarrynow.com, or you can always call 855-LARRY55. But if they go to talktolarrynow.com, there's my calendar. It comes up. They can schedule a calendar time with me for a private 30-minute assessment to see what their situations are. But the reality is so much can be done, because otherwise, and Steve will tell you in a minute, he was just talking to a family member at a nursing home where they're giving the advice to spend all the money down. And you don't have to do that. You do not have to do that. You can protect all the assets for a husband and wife. If it's a single person, about half. But when I declare that on live television, Kentuckiana, yes, live television, John, eyes are up here, baby, okay, is that we almost always need a legal component for that to work. Because, you know, I kind of give it short shrift, we protect assets and this and that. It's true, but we almost always need a legal component. And that's why Steve Langdon, for me, is our elder law superstar attorney, because he goes to bat for families. Steve has went to PNC Bank at Hikes Point and went to bat for families over a power of attorney. He has called Prudential Insurance in Philadelphia for a family because they didn't like the power of attorney. He goes to bat for families because if you're going to be successful, you need an attorney that knows how to find his way out of his own law office. And that's your segue, counselor.
There we go. Steve Langdon.
Steve.
Steve, you are changing the mindset of folks, because I think we formerly would tend to procrastinate about this, about moving to assisted living or, you know, taking care of mom and dad because it was a delicate subject. You're saying the news can be good.
The news is almost always good.
Well, talk to us about that.
Yeah, because, you know, you don't have to get divorced from your husband or from your wife to get benefits.
We hear that so often.
Yeah, we've heard that from other attorneys. You got to get divorced before you can get those benefits. Well, that's just crazy. You don't have to do that. There's so many opportunities out there. What I do, is I take advantage of the rules for my clients' benefits. So just like paying your taxes, you know, we all take as many deductions as we can so we can pay as low as amount as we can. We're doing the same thing, except this time it's with the Social Security Act and the Medicaid law to make sure that our clients get what's essentially about a $100,000 a year benefit without, you know, making their spouse who's still at home destitute. Because generally for spouses, as long as one's at home, we're going to generally save 99 to 100% of what they have. If it's a single person, we can say half, but I always like what you say about that, which is
half of something is better than all of nothing.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
And we were talking, I'm sorry, but this is really important. In the green room, right before the show, that's showbiz talk, okay, John?
In the green room, gotcha.
Okay. You were telling me about how Medicaid basically came back and said there's no benefits, and what was the story there?
No, yeah, this morning I was in what's called an ALJ hearing. It's an appeal for a family. They had been denied benefits for mom. They received a letter in the mail and it says mom's denied. No explanation for why.
Never is.
So they come to us. We reach out to Medicaid because we have contacts. Well, the reason mom was denied because there was a computer error. So we gave Medicaid 6 weeks to fix it. You think it was fixed? No, it wasn't fixed. So today we had an ALJ hearing. We got in front of the administrative law judge, and the law judge looks at Medicaid and says, you are going to fix this, and I'm going to issue an order saying, Medicaid, you're going to get this fixed. So who's happy in that situation? Well, my client is ecstatic.
Sure.
But you know what? So is the facility.
You made a point there that I caught. They kind of want to wear you down. They want you to throw in the towel.
You know, there's a lot of good caseworkers out there that do a really good job. They are overwhelmed, they're undertrained, and this stuff's complicated. It's complicated. But when I'm dealing with Medicaid or I'm dealing with a bank, not just PNC, but a number of others out there, a financial institution or an insurance company or anything like that, of a financial side of things, the easiest answer for them every time is no.
No.
Somebody's got to hold them to the rules. Somebody has to make sure they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. That's where I come in.
That's where Elder Advisors comes in. Okay, I ask every business that comes on this show during this pandemic is how has COVID affected them. I'm curious about, you're involved a lot with nursing homes and facilities.
Yep.
How has COVID affected your business, and why is it even now more important to talk to Elder Advisors?
Well, it's always important, because like I was telling Steve in the green room, that, much like the Salvation Army says, need has no season. And it really doesn't for our business model at Elder Advisors. Autumn Schneider has stepped up into the role of basically being the liaison with the families and to the nursing homes. And it's kind of like the banks. Some bank lobbies are open. Some are appointment only. Some are through the drive-through. And that's really, we find the same with the nursing home community. Some are open. Some are restricted. Some are appointments. And Autumn is really on the vanguard of that and navigating through that. But the reality is, when mom's at the hospital getting discharged to a nursing home, they need our help, and they do reach out to us, whether they found us on Google, or they went to the workshop last month, or they're calling 855-LARRY-55, or go to TalkToLarryNow.com. Folks, TalkToLarryNow.com. It cannot be any easier than that. Click, you pick the time. My schedule's available up for about 2 weeks. Pick the time, we'll call you, see what the assessment is, and if we do need to meet, we'll need to meet. If they want me to wear a mask, I'll wear a mask. But the reality is, things aren't changing just because there are changes afoot. When you're burning through $8,000 to $10,000 a month, cashing out CDs, you need our help.
Boy, I love your energy. You're passionate about what you do, and that's helping people. So tell me about the advantages of, like, okay, you're watching right now, and you're saying, well, Mom and Dad, they're okay right now. So what are the advantages of doing some pre-planning? Why should someone not wait, not procrastinate?
Well, it's funny because, once again, in the green room, I was telling Steve, I met a family. They've seen the commercials, and they wanted to come in and talk about a trust. And, of course, I'm not an attorney. I don't do the legal stuff. I do kind of the kitchen table things. But if ever a family needed to have a trust, it was this family, because it's a blended marriage. She has 5 children. He has 5 children. She has a house. He has a house. No power of attorney, no planning of any kind. And yet, what do they want to do, Steve?
Think about it.
They want to think about it. And I told him, I said, the one thing I don't want you to think about when you're driving home today is I don't want you to think about, well, honey, do you think there's going to be probate? You're going.
Yeah.
You're going unless you've done something proactive to avoid that from happening. That's what Mr. Langdon does as the elder law superstar attorney. And I was really kind of numb. And honestly, it was such a potentially convoluted case for us to do. I'm kind of, I really don't care if they come back or not. Because there's like 10 people, 12 with the parents.
Well, that's the thing. We all leave a mess when we pass. It's just how much you want to tidy that mess up before you go. Because what you're doing is you're helping the folks you've left behind. Typically your kids. I've got 4 kids. I want to make sure that the process, when we lose Mom and Dad, that it's as easy as possible for them to take care of what we've left behind.
Is it too late for those who are watching now, and maybe Mom or Dad are in a nursing home, they're going through $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month. Is it too late for them to get help from Elder Advisors?
It is never too late. Folks, forget about the barbershop law, the beauty shop law that tells you it's too late. It's not. It is not. If it's a single person, we can protect half of the remaining assets because of the elder law superstar attorney, Steve Langdon. If it's a husband and wife, we can stop the hemorrhaging and protect all of the remaining assets. Folks, you just got to call 855-LARRY-55 or TalkToLarryNow.com, make the appointment. A loan journey begins at its first step. You know what you're in for. If you don't do it, make the phone call, go to TalkToLarryNow.com.
And just real quick, don't ever, ever, ever let a facility tell you it's okay, just go ahead and spend down. Yeah. I'm meeting with a family later this week. Very nice facility has told them, Mom only has $30,000 left. It'll be okay. Just once we spend all that down, then we'll talk to you.
But they still haven't guaranteed there's going to be...
No, what they're going to talk to them about is you got to get Mom out of this facility and find another place.
Gotta go.
Now, their Mom's completely broke.
But if they can, they're going to hold on to as much of your cash as they can.
And the sad thing is, the family has some remaining leverage. They've got $30,000. Autumn Schneider with Elder Advisors has a skill set to use that leverage of that $30,000 to get Mom in a forever place that will transition to Medicaid. Because I can tell you where this person's at right now, they're not going to transition to Medicaid. They're going to give a discharge notice, or the son or daughter's got to start paying every month. So they have that leverage, but the sad thing is the business office manager is going to take all the leverage, which in this case is $30,000, which will be gone in 2 or 3 months, and they got to move.
Bill's $10,000 a month.
They're gone in 2 or 3 months.
Do you find that because facilities, senior facilities and Medicaid, they want to put you off, they want to delay things, is it best for you guys to be very direct?
We are, because what happens, John, that's a really insightful question. That's why you are the personality for Kentuckiana, John Ramsey. And it's not just because you're good looking. You're smart, too.
But your energy level I love because you're passionate about what you do.
Baby.
But you will be very direct about here's what you need to do.
And because what happens is Autumn and I are the ones that call these facilities. Because what happens in this facility that Steve is talking about, when we call, we're going to tell them, look, we're filing for Medicaid now. We're not going to wait till they're broke. So you've got a choice. You can either transition to Medicaid bed right now so she can stay there, or we're going to send other people out to assess Mom, we're moving. And a lot of times it happens.
All right, you need answers, and the news is good. Once again, Elder Advisors, don't go broke in a nursing home.
Don't do it.
All right, coming up, they're going to have another member of the team. Fancy Fulton is going to join us, and we'll talk about what she does for Elder Advisors, what she can do for you next on Wave 3 Listens.